Hi, I'm McCord and welcome to The Real Deal on TheStir.com. Today we are examining how to be an ungracious guest from Mexico all the way to England. We have examples from The Real Housewives of Orange County, Season 9, Episode 11, as well as Episode 5 of the brand new Ladies of London. First, our Mexico example. Shannon and David join Vicky, Brooks, and Vicky's family down in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and Shannon has a problem. Raise your hand if you are beginning to think that Shannon always has a problem. I don't know whether it's the edit or whether she really is a whiny, complaining, wimpy sourpuss who can't see the joy in anything. Is Shannon really that bitter, angry, and depressed? If so, she needs to do something about it. And maybe seeing herself on television like this will be the wake-up call that she needs. Or if on the flip side, she is not as angry and exasperated as she seems, seeing this version of herself on television might help her lighten up a little around other people. Shannon loves Vicky's view off the terrace, but she doesn't like a single thing inside the condo. The bedrooms are too small, the beds themselves are too small, there are too many people, ay, shoot me in the head. Vicky's brother gives up his large bedroom, which mollifies Shannon temporarily until they go out for dinner. Now, I don't remember whether it was Brooks or Vicky who brought it up first, but clearly at dinner, Shannon and David are at war across the table. Vicky said Shannon is chiseling away at David, and I can see that David's intentionally needling Shannon right back. And I find myself wondering once again whether they knew that they were signing up for this when they joined the show. David made a very telling statement at one point. He said, "I don't know why you're worried about what other people think of our marriage." Well, David must have special blocking vision that keeps him from seeing all the cameras around them. Because guess what? Once you put yourself out there on television, forget just the ladies judging your marriage, it's the entire TV watching world. What else happened this week? Lots of evergreen scenes, and if you don't remember what those are, evergreen scenes are moments out of time that are not furthering the main storyline of the season. They're filler, but they're necessary because they give you a larger picture of whom each housewife is, that they have a real family, a real job, real children. You get to know them a little bit better. We see Heather hiring a chef and working as an actress on Hawaii Five-0. And we also see Tamra and Eddie and their robot baby, which cracked me up. Tamra's yelling at Eddie that he's not doing enough, he's not pulling his weight. And the whole purpose of them having this robot baby is to decide whether or not they should have a real baby together. Tamra, I think you've got your answer. And the answer is no. Last looks at Orange County this week was a dip back into the Shannon versus Heather debate. And something's not right here. Now, I'm the first to go after Shannon, I think you know that by now, but I don't think she's completely crazy this time. In Mexico, Shannon confides in Vicky that she confronted Heather, got thrown out of the house, etc. Now, this is good because Vicky was not around and she didn't know. So this is serving two purposes. It's furthering the storyline and it's also catching Vicky up. Next, we see Shannon melodramatically reenacting Heather saying, "I owe you nothing, get out!" Except, I don't remember seeing that on TV. Do you? I don't think it happened that way. So, this means one of two things. Either one, Shannon is completely off her face delusional, or two, the fight really did escalate to that point, but they cut it out. So why would the editors cut out a fight? I mean, normally they would not cut out the screaming climax of an argument unless they want to make one of the participants look crazy. This brings up a great viewer question. Kellyanne Pack asked me, when the talking head interviews are filmed, do the producers ever show you footage and ask for a reaction? Not in my experience, Kelly, they don't. What does happen is something like this. You sit in the chair and the producer says, "Let me take you back to this point in time." Now, it was a couple months ago, you might not remember, so let me refresh your memory. First, you said this, then she said that, then this happened, then that happened. No footage is being shown, which gives a completely wide open canvas for meddling with the truth. The producer might, mess with a few details in order to make you think that's what happened, to elicit the reaction they want from you in the interview, to get the soundbite they want. So, I suspect that the Shannon-Heather house throwing was manipulated, either by messing with Shannon's memory or by simply chopping up the footage. What's true? You tell me. What do you think? Either way, let's leave Orange County for now, as we've got many more ungracious guests to contend with in London, or rather Dorset. It is episode 5 of Ladies of London, and they are about 2.5 hours outside of the city. We finally get a better introduction to our supporting cast member, Julie Montague, also known as Lady Hinchingbrook, the wife of the heir to the Earl of Sandwich. Julie and her husband and children live with his parents at the 400-year-old estate of Mapperton, owned by his family since the 1950s. It's a lovely old English estate of varying vintages all cobbled together, and a large part of its business is their public space. Shop, museum, event space, weddings, you know. If you go to Mapperton's website, that is very much their intention, and they also use it for filming movies and television a lot. So I'm guessing that Lord and Lady Hinchingbrook supported Julie doing the show as a way of advertising the estate to the United States, and hopefully picking up a few weddings and conferences along the way. But this week they are hosting Julie's fellow castmates, and I had to giggle throughout the evening. First, it is clear to me that the cast of the show don't get out much. Either that, or they were very excited by simultaneously taking a trip and filming a show at the same time. But doesn't everyone know, whether it's an estate in Dorset or a house in the Hamptons, if you're going for a weekend house party, you tell people if you've got any dietary requirements. Caprice, for all of her irritating personality traits, did the right thing. She told Julie she was a vegetarian, and poof, all was well. Noelle, on the other hand, either didn't know to tell anyone, or perhaps she told production about her shellfish allergy. And telling production can do one of two things, and it all depends on how much they like you. Either they will take care of it, or they'll do the opposite to stir up trouble. And of course there's Juliet, not to be confused with Julie. Juliet has not realized that she is going to grow up to be Ramona Singer times 100. Juliet shouts and hollers that she won't eat venison, and when reprimanded by Caroline, she states that she can't help it, she's honest. Ouch. The problem with many self-entitled ignorant people is that they think they can excuse bad behavior by calling it honesty, but that's not okay. She's not in fact being honest, she's being really rude and bratty. She needs a smackdown. The table manners were atrocious. The ladies kept leaving the table between courses, and poor Lord and Lady Hinchingbrook escaped to get away from all the crazies. But do you know what my biggest problem was? The ladies did the absolute worst thing you can do as a house guest. Well, what's worse than table manners, leaving to smoke, and being loud? Lack of confidence. It made my heart sink that every single one of them, even Caroline, was clearly intimidated by their surroundings. I mean, even Annabelle was jumping up and down for joy. That is not the way to please your host. Your host wants you to relax, have fun, and entertain them. That's why they invited you up from the city. In the real world, not a reality TV show, so I get that. But don't be intimidated, do be entertaining, and for God's sake, eat what you're given. I did enjoy seeing the estate and the grounds, so hopefully this episode will bring the sandwiches a lot of bread from future bookings. Let me know what you thought in the comments. For now, I am Alex McCord. You are watching The Real Deal on thestir.com. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow.